the flower supplier her wedding planning company worked with, and, sadly for all hot and dirty daydreams, her new roommate. Mo might be willing to do a lot of things, but hopping in bed with someone she lived with was a no-no. Unless they were in a relationship, which she and August weren't. So, she just tuck all that delicious sex appeal the man was sporting into her spank bank and move on. She'd never want to make a mess of her living situation, and she would hate doing anything that might upset Agatha. Mo dealt mostly with the vendors at Mile High Happiness, the wedding planning company she ran with her friends, so she had a great rapport with lots of different people, but she had a special connection to Agatha. The kind old lady reminded her of her Nona, sweet and caring, but not above giving you a stern talking to when necessary. Fitting, considering the two women had been the best of friends until Nona's passing a few years ago. Agatha had kind of adopted Mo as her pseudo-granddaughter since Nona's death. She taught Mo how to crochet and press flowers for keepsakes. Agatha had even gifted Mo her own personal collection of romance novels when the print became too small for her eyes to read. Extremely grateful for a box full of happily ever afters, Mo had bought Agatha an e-reader and loaded it up with books, adjusting the letter size so her old eyes could see without straining. Yup, Mo loved Agatha and would do just about anything for her. The sweet old woman had been having some health issues lately. The shop had just become too much for her to take care of in her advancing age. But Agatha didn't want to sell, and Mo could respect that, but the woman needed some kind of help. Then, out of the blue a month ago, Mrs. Porter said she called her grandson to see if he would come out to Denver to help with her flower shop. Lucky for everyone, he agreed. The only problem had been the poor guy didn't have a place to stay. Property went fast in the city, and rent was a nightmare. Agatha lamented she couldn't let her grandson stay with her, but her building was a 55 and over complex. The man standing before Mo didn't look a day over 30. Lucky for Agatha and August, Mo was in desperate need of a roommate. Lily moved out a few weeks ago with 6 months still on the lease, but with Mo's blessing. She figured finding a new roomie would be easy. But after interviewing 3 people who had cats, they were a no-pet building, 7 different college kids who wanted to throw keggers every weekend, 4 creepos who asked if benefits came with the room, and 1 woman who claimed she was a vampire and needed absolute darkness in the apartment at all times, Mo was ready to sell an organ to cover the rent herself. Thankfully for her organs, she didn't need to. Agatha claimed August was quiet, polite, neat, and easy to live with. Apparently, the guy used to spend some time in the summers with her when he was a kid. It could just be the grandmother and Agatha talking up how great August was, but Mo was past beggars being choosers at this point. She needed a roomie to help with the rent, and it was either August or Elvira. So she told Agatha to offer him the last 6 months of Lily's lease. If things worked out, hopefully he would sign up for another year with her. It was a perfect solution. She'd get help on the rent, and he'd have a roof over his head. Win-win. Only, judging by the scowl currently marring his handsome face, August Porter did not see anything about this situation as a win. Was it because she was a woman? Seemed odd. If anyone in this position should be wary of 2 strangers of the opposite sex living together, it should be her. And she wasn't. She trusted Agatha, and if the kind, elderly florist said her grandson was a stand-up guy, that was good enough for Mo. Plus, she had a lock on her bedroom door and knew 7 different ways to make a man cry like a baby with nothing but her knee and elbow. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you're August Porter. He shifted, hefting the strap holding up his large duffel bag higher onto his shoulder. Yeah, I'm August. But I thought you weren't coming until Sunday. He stared at her like she was the one having the most confusing night ever. It is Sunday. It was? Dang. They'd had a small wedding this morning, and she was still a bit out of sorts. Normally, weddings were a Saturday affair, but some couples preferred to pick the later day of the weekend because prices tended to be a bit more affordable. It always messed with her internal clock just a bit. Right. Of course it's Sunday. August rocked back on his heels.